A woman came. We know from John 12 it's Mary. A woman came having an alabaster flask of very costly oil. Of spikenard, she broke the flask and poured it on his head. Everybody say she broke it. Say she broke it. She broke the flask. She poured it on his head. And as soon as she did, everybody began to give their opinions about what she did. These weren't unbelievers. These were disciples. And they were angry among themselves, and they go, why was this fragrant oil wasted? It could have been given to the poor. And they criticized her sharply. But then Jesus, I come from Dallas. I'm part of the Upper Room Church, to where they sing that song, "This is how I fight my battles." Y'all heard that song? It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. This is how I fight my battles. What I love about Mary is she let Jesus fight her battles. She let Jesus defend what she's doing. She goes, I ain't gonna get caught up with their opinions of me. You gotta get delivered. You gotta get delivered. You gotta let wisdom get justified. Listen. If you're so into making everybody happy and what they think about you, then you're going to live slaves to them. She says, I refuse to live slave to what you think about me. She goes, all of you can't get it through your thick skulls. Messiah is going to die. She breaks every protocol. A woman comes, having her 401k. I'm not talking about a little dab of cologne. $32,000 is what this is worth. And she breaks it. That's what she is. She's a breaker. She breaks the protocol. She breaks through the system. She breaks through religiosity. She breaks through the political spirit. She breaks through networking. She breaks through it, saying, I don't care. See, that's what Lazarus seasons do to you. Makes you fearless. Makes you fearless. I know my God. I know my God. I walked through the valley of the shadow of death, and he was with me. And he anointed my head with oil. I walked through it. I looked death in the face. And my older brother says, it's all good. We're getting out of this joint. Death has no hold on me. Death has no hold on me. Death has no hold on me. Death has no hold on you. He's breaking the fear of death off the church. For a church that says, come hell or high water, I'm in this, God. I want fullness in my generation. I want fullness. I want fullness. She breaks. Break. Break. A nice little churches living in their nice little things. Well, who are going to be the people that break? That break. She goes, the Son of God is in my house again. I'm not just listening to his word. I listen to his word, and that's why I'm in the place I'm in. I'm so lost in this man. And I know what he's doing, and I know how he's coming, and I'm going to get in before anybody else does. You know what she's doing? She's buying into Apple stock when it's a cent. This is a lot bigger than Apple stock. But she saw it for what it was worth, who he was before anybody else did. She breaks it. Look at this. Let's just last couple of phrases here. Everybody, listen. God's going to wreck you. Okay? Listen, he takes you serious. This ain't a game. He's hearing every one of those radical prayers you're praying, and he's falling in love with you. He loves all of us, but he's falling in love with you. And you're moving his heart. Jesus. I don't know what I was saying. I just want to say that to you. But I promise you, as you begin to obey the voice of God, I promise you there will be lots of angry Christians that call your life a waste. You will get called stupid, foolish. This is never the way you should do it. Who would ever build a church this way? Who would ever build a church? 15 minutes of loud tongues before service starts. Who does that? People call you wasteful. Well, you could use these resources and do lots of good things. And this is the kind of church you want to build? And what the thing is in Mark 14, Jesus lets them take their best shot. And then he speaks, which means you got to weather those seasons. You got to weather the opinions and the evaluations of other people. And Jesus won't immediately bail you out of it. He'll let you feel it. He'll say, are you really in this? What are you going to do? You're going to run from it? You're going to try to bail yourself out of it? Say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be that. I'll go back into my little hole of nice Christianity. I'll go back into my hole and we'll be nice, happy, fake people. And then Jesus speaks. And he says, leave her alone. Leave her alone. And then I love his second question. He says, why are you manifesting like this? Why do you trouble her? What's really going on, Peter, in your heart? John, in your heart? Judas, in your heart? What is it about this little girl that comes in, breaks her 401k, and puts it all over my body? What is it about her showing extravagant love for me that's stirring up every religious devil in the whole place? Why? What's the core reality of why are you manifesting the way you are? Could it be she don't care? She don't care. She don't care. She don't care. She didn't care. She broke through it. I got delivered from you. I saw death in the face. I came through on the other side of that. I ain't got time to play religious games. I'm going through. Oh, sit down, just a couple more minutes. Why do you trouble her? And then I love it. Jesus looks at what she did. He called it work. She's lazy. She don't do nothing but sit around with Jesus and an open Bible. She's always trying to get out of this because she wants to spend more time with Jesus. She's lazy. She's lazy. Jesus says no. She was working. She's working. She's working. And then Jesus says, guys, I know you're talking a lot about the poor. You got the poor with you always. But I'm only here for a little bit longer. See, she learned to come out of distraction and busyness, and she came out of all the other demands of the kingdom and says Jesus is higher than ministering to the poor. And then he says, guys, I want everybody to know this, that no history books will never tell another story about this little girl. Nobody will ever hear about her. She'll never do another thing, and this will be her last recorded moment in the Word of God. You guys are going to take the gospel to the four corners of the earth. You're going to have huge apostolic ministries, healing ministries. She will have never had any of that. People will give lots more than this fragrant oil in the book of Acts. But I want you guys to know that when you go into these nations and you preach the gospel and you tell them about who I am, my death, my resurrection, and my second coming, and when they ask, what does a life look like that's been impacted by me? Tell them this story. Tell them this story. Because she's going to get an everlasting memorial. Everlasting memorial because of one act in history.